Happy Wednesday, everyone. I hope you guys are having an amazing week. Happy New Year. It is 2022 and we are doing it strong first thing in the new year. So, if you don't know who I am, my name is Melissa Jakes, as you can see below. And I am CEO and founder of Rescue Event Planning. But I am also a mom, a wife, a entrepreneur, a business owner, and juggling all different type of things just like you are, right? And so on this platform, we talk all things business and how, as entrepreneurs, business owners, we need some guidance and tips and stuff like that too, right? So in 2022, here's the new initiative, okay? Everyone knows that I'm either talking about rescue or mommypreneur. I am switching from that. So I am now talking about events as rescue event planning, but also talking about how events can better grow your business and giving you guys tips and tricks and things that I have learned. I've either gone through and had to learn some setbacks to get me to where I am now. And so that's where the focus is now in 2022. So I hope you guys enjoy the journey with me. And we have a new community where we talk all things about events and how they can help with your business, whether you are a author, where you have a product, whether you have a brick and mortar store, you need to do some type of event to either be visible in your business, visible as a business owner, and also just being visible to maybe that's a lead magnet for you, right? But today, and let me get my banners correct here. Today, we are talking about protecting your brand. Oh, and I love it, as you can see, for those who use StreamYard, okay, um, they made changes and I love it. You can crop your solo mode and I can stuff a background. I love it. Anywho, today is about protecting your brand because in the new year, there's so many different things you want to do. You might be launching something different, but hey, we need to make sure you're protected, right? And let me disclaim: I am not a lawyer. I do not work in IP law. I don't do none of that. However, I do have a lawyer, and I have learned some things along the way that I'm just going to share with you. Things that I've learned and from some of my other friends of what you should and should not do. Okay. So let's first talk about, well, why is it important to protect your brand? Melissa, what do you mean protecting my brand? So there's so many different things, right? And so brand is not only about like a Coca-Cola and Amazon. It is also you. So if you are a solopreneur, you are your brand. What is your business name? That is your brand. So why should we protect it? So the importance is that online brand, especially being on online lately, not lately, I mean, we're going to be online for a minute, right? And before COVID, we were online, but even social media has grown since COVID situation has happened. But online brands lead to improving sales by removing the cheap counterfeit folks who try to make it seem like that you are them or they are you without taking away business. So you want to make sure you have low folks not getting into your brand and basically counterfeiting as if they were you and trying to market themselves as if they were you. And so that's why you want to make sure you're protected. In the streets, what they call it, they fronting. You want to make sure no one's fronting on your brand, okay? So you want to make sure that you're fully protected. Um, the reward is that you have created work. You've worked so hard to build your business. Why would you want others to take it from you? Okay. So, what is brand protection? Brand protection is the purpose of protecting in intellectual property, which they call IP law or IP lawyers, of companies and their associated brands against counterfeits, copyright, pirates, infringements, and other types of IP, such as patent, design, color marks, and trademarks, and all the other type of marks you can think of. This is not only done to only protect the loss of revenue from a company, but also protect the image, reputation, and the overall value. Fundamentally, brand protection prevents brand abuse. Okay, and so that is so important. As I am still going through the trademark process, which trademarks could take up to a year. Okay, but a little bit more if you have some little issues along the way, and could be even longer if you don't have a lawyer that's there to really help you along. So you want to make sure that not only about revenue loss, but even in future, just making sure that your reputation, your overall value is there. So brand abuse, this could be from people stealing, trying to infringe as like trademark squatting, trying to take your trademark, try to take your name and put TM, like they have gone through the trademark process, which they haven't. Trying to steal your patent. And all of us, has, at least I believe majority of us have gone through this. Social media in impersonation. How many times have you got a message like, "Hey, I think someone copied your page." You're like, "What?" And you go on and you find another profile of yourself. That has happened to me twice. Okay. And so that is called brand abuse. They are basically taking something that is not theirs, infringing it, it's your intellectual property, taking that and they're using it as if their own for whatever benefit. I don't even know what their benefit is. The last time it happened to me, the benefit was they were messaging people saying like, "Hey, if you give me the 25, I got this investment, I can make you flip it and it can turn into 1,000." And that was like so wrong because people really trust me online that when they thought it was me, that, oh, if Melissa's coming with like, "Hey, this is a great investment thing, this must be real." And thank goodness I stopped people that they never gave. But there have been people who have given money to these folks that they thought it was their friends, but it wasn't because they were being impersonated. Okay. So you want to make sure that this is why you need to protect your brand. It's just not about you, it's also about your business and your reputation. So social media impersonation is big. Counterfeiting, the forms of IP theft in general, or growing quickly on social media and are having large negative effects. Some people don't realize that you're being impersonated and they're like, "I'm unfriending them, I'm not dealing with them." And it's a bad name, okay? Unofficial third parties create social media accounts imitating in authentic brands and then using fake profiles to sell counterfeit stuff. And so that's exactly what has happened. But no worries. What do you do, Melissa? Like, how do I protect myself? Perfect. One, I will always say, check out a lawyer. If you're trying to do trademark, copyrights, and copyrights are cheaper than trademarks, but whatever you're trying to do, make sure you are protected. If you're doing lyrics, if you're writing a book, if you're having a term that you use all the time, like the Olivia Pope of live events, my lawyer tells me all the time, I need to start getting that trademark. That is something that, people, I have seen other people do it, like the Olivia Pope of real estate or something else like that, right? I'm not so pressed on that. I'm really more pressed on rescue event planning. But for some people, that might be their slogan. So you want to get that trademark or you want to get certain things copywritten. So you want to make sure you're protected. Here are some things you do. I will always say go to a lawyer as my number one. Number two, let's say you can afford a lawyer. There are brand protection services where they can detect, validate, enforce, and report. Okay, so detection is basically finding people, making sure that they're not utilizing your stuff, kind of like managing your websites, checking for other people. That's, stuff like that. Think of it like paying that monthly malware service for your computer. Validation, making sure that if you're selling like products that is being validated, people are not doing it and trying to pass it off as if it was yours. Enforcing it, of course, is taking that a step further where they can go report and then coming back and reporting to you for sure, right? And taking and giving it to you as action so then you can figure out what you want to do from there, or they'll give you recommendations on what to do. Okay. There has been lots of money gone on people who have done the infringement. And so you want to make sure you're protected. So those are brand protection services. There's also brand protection software where they have keyword monitoring, image recognition, machine learning, and smart user experience. So they can just make sure that is a computer or is a system that's basically checking things for you on a daily basis. Okay. So those are a couple of things. Again, number one would be a lawyer. Two, there are brand protection um, services, and there's also software. Um, and so here's some other ways of making sure you're protected. Register yourself, get things trademarked, get things, your logo. You can trademark your logo as your name. You can also trade it as an image. Um, I have my thoughts on it. Lawyers are going to tell you to do both. For me, if I want to change Rescue Event Planning's logo and the design of it, then I can. I don't have to worry about filing an addendum to my trademark. So that's why, to me, the name was more important than the logo. But if you're someone like Coca-Cola and that's going to be your logo, you're going to want to make sure no one's infringing, or Chanel, like that's a big one that a lot of people infringe on. They want to make sure it's protected. Another way to be protected is making sure people sign NDAs. And so that's a non-disclosure agreement. A lot of us forget about that, especially when we're starting to do partnerships or collaborations with others. We're forgetting to make sure we sign NDAs and say, like, hey, things I share with you should not be shared with other people, or, products and things that we're working on that should not be shared out and shared to other folks. So making sure you have a good agreement. Like Beyonce had in her song, if you want to partner with me, they got to sign an NDA. You got to cover yourself. Okay. You want to make sure that's why a lot of people they get their domain names off of GoDaddy. If they come up with the idea, let me grab that domain name, so make sure no one else can get it. So any type of things that you're planning on, you're launching a new product, launching a new service, and you want to have a domain name attached to it, make sure you grab your domain name. Make sure you remember to pay for your domain name too. Especially if you're doing GoDaddy, you do that 1 year or 2 year. They usually send you a reminder, hey, it's going to renew, or if you don't renew it, it's going to be let go. So make sure you do that. The other thing is staying strong on social media. People know who you are, right? And so if you have a strong audience and you're strong, it's harder for other people to infringe on you because you're so active of coming on lives and posting things that clearly is not Melissa, right? So make sure you have a strong social media presence, and educate your customers. They know who you are. I'm not going to hit you up in a DM talking about give me $25, take them to $1,000. Okay, that's not me. So make sure you educate your customers, so to know that this is the process. We will have a phone call, we'll do a proposal. This is how it works. Okay, so you want to make sure that is important. Okay. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. Along the way, I've learned a couple of things, and I'm still learning. Okay. But I want to make sure in 22, you are protected. Protecting your brand is so important, because there are a lot of people out there that's wanting to just infringe and try to make a quick buck. They're not thinking about your reputation. They're not thinking about how that could have taken away money from your family. They just out here trying to get money and stealing it in any way possible. So protect yourself, okay? So I hope this was helpful. Put some comments down below. Let me know, have you been impersonated on social media like I have twice, okay? And what happened? What did you do? I want to learn about all of that stuff, okay? And how this was helpful for you. And so make sure you connect with a lawyer. Even if you were to do a consultation, okay? Pay for a consultation, just get yourself educated. But 2, there are brand protection services out there, and then there's brand protection software. It's not going to protect you fully on trademarks and all that other stuff, but if you just want something to monitor to make sure no one's infringing on your stuff, then that's great. Definitely do that. So I hope you guys have a fabulous evening. Happy Wednesday again. Happy 2022, and we're going to be back at it. See you next